WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
It's another edition of the WCB Podcast, part of the Hockey Podcast Network, presented by DraftKings. It's Jarom. It's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up? Did you know?
Did you know what?
Did you know Connor Bedard's back?
Bedsy's back, baby. Bedsy is back, and all is right in the world once more.
Yes.
It
feels better.
Not only is Bedsy back, Bubble Bedsy has made an appearance in the NHL. Oh, pray for the league.
He's already a point per game with the bubble. Over a point per game.
Over a point per game, yeah. So we'll get into that. Bedard made his comeback. Hawks had 3 games. Not all losses. Whoa.
Yeah, they finally won a game for the first time in almost a little over 3 weeks.
Yeah, Hawks made a roster move with a struggling player. We'll get into that. And a goalie goal in the organization as well.
Yep.
So let's start with some games. First up, the Hawks. I think were we recording on Tuesday last week? So like Vancouver was happening that day.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. This wasn't a good game from what I remember.
Yeah, I mean, good in a sense that they scored more than 1 goal.
They did.
And 3 out of the 4 goals, there was nothing that Mrazeks could do about it. So it's just one of those games. Like, Vancouver's just on a tear this year, except for, like, today. But
yeah, what the fuck is going on in the league today? Holy shit.
President's Day, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vancouver is good. They're a very solid team. Quinn Hughes is, honestly, I feel like he's out there the entire game.
He's got to be. I mean, it's the Norris Trophy's got to be his to lose at this point, right?
I think so. Yeah. He's having a fantastic year. His first year as a captain too is pretty nasty.
24 minutes, just under 25 minutes he played that game.
Yep.
But yeah, Tyler Johnson gets a goal. You know, flexing his scoring muscle to hopefully get us some a 4th or 5th round draft pick come trade deadline time. And then
it's funny because he scored the goal and I was like, all right, if he can continue doing that up until the trade deadline, we might be able to get some good value out of him. And then he immediately got slashed in the hand afterwards. And I was like, well, maybe he's just not. But I think
Tyler Johnson
he's been back.
Is made of glass, so I like how you even said in the group text, like, oh, Tyler Johnson doing some good offense, and I think it was Dice was like, yeah, hopefully he can get that value up, and you're like, no, just kidding, he got slashed, he's probably done for the season.
Yeah, I just figured like he went to the room. I was like, yep, that's it, never mind.
They dropped this one 4-2. Hawks lose their 7th straight game. The only other thing to really point on that one is Korchinski with another goal. The start of the season.
That's a great goal. That was a good one. Who had the assist? Because they had a lot of patience.
Donato and Reichel.
Yeah, Donato. Oh, man, I can't talk. With the guys like diving to try and block the passing lane, he just held on to it for the perfect amount of time, slid it over, and Korchinski just had a wide open net. It was fantastic.
It was almost like copy paste the Adam Fox assist against the Hawks last Friday.
No, because it was like a 2-on-1. It was completely different. The patience makes sense.
The way I didn't see it. The way you explained it. The way you explained it, it sounded like the similar.
No, Adam Fox had all day just standing in the slot. Donato was like rushing down the sides with Korchinski crashing the net, and so like the guy dove from like his side, like he wasn't facing him. And he still held on to it to get around him and then passed it across. And then Korchinski just popped it in. It was a good goal. It looked like the Hawks had some sort of offense going. Like they knew what they were doing. When we all know that's not the case over the last 3 weeks. 4 weeks.
Pure dumb luck
plus.
for the Hawks. That's without Bedard in the lineup, just pure dumb luck.
Yeah,
anything they say happens,
thankfully-
it's not on purpose.
Yeah. Thankfully, this is the last game without him. So
Yes. So then
hopefully.
we go into Wednesday, and early in the morning, we get the Friedman bomb that Bedard potentially could be going back in the lineup. That him and the Blackhawks were going to see doctors to get an opinion. Apparently, the day before, he saw a doctor and he got the okay. And then it came down to just if he can do some contact, and the person to test out if he can take contact was Luke Richardson. Was
really?
putting checks into him during like the morning skate on Wednesday.
That's hilarious.
I wish there was footage of that. I would love to see that. But Bedard makes his comeback. Ironically enough, his first game back on the season, or first game back from injury, is a rematch of his NHL debut against his idol, Sidney Crosby.
Yep.
And this one started off exactly the same, with Crosby just showing who's daddy on the face-off and just making Bedard look silly.
Yeah, plus he scores 15 seconds into the game. I just did a great tip.
Just gets left alone. Like I don't know if he did anything special or if it like they just lost him or what, but it's just like, how is Crosby in front of the net by himself like that?
I'm watching the replay real quick because it was just like, yeah, they get the puck deep, they bring it back up to the point, and he just comes out from behind the net. That's it. That's all it is. Like they had the Hawks crashing back into their zone, and then they had him pushing back towards the point, and Crosby just walks right in front.
I think Bedard's floated a little too high on that, if I remember correctly.
First shift after being gone for.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying like yeah. I think just like if you look at it, like I think he floated maybe just a bit too high on that one.
Yeah.
The other one though, to make it 2-0. First period was Rusty Bedard. Like he was, you could tell he has him skating a little bit, maybe a little bit of jitters trying to get back out there and like trying to control the game and make things happen on his own. He tried forcing a pass cross ice to.
I was gonna say he's trying to force a little too much too because he wants to generate that offense that they've been missing for the past 6 weeks.
Yes, forces it backhand or a pass tries to go to Seth Jones. It gets picked off. Then Riley Smith brings it in for a backhand goal that Soderblom has to have. Like it was a weak shot. I think that was the only Soderblom goal that I wasn't like. That I was like, okay, dude. Everything else, I was like, not much you can do.
Yeah, he's no Mrazeks, I'll tell you what, but he's still playing pretty well. But completely understandable. Whatever. The next one was nice.
That one was nice.
Bedard, Foligno, and Kurashev getting back together, and it works. I don't know. It's funny because on paper, before the season, I'm like, that line doesn't make any sense, but yeah, it just works.
Bedard with just a beautiful pass over to Kurashev. Nice little sauce right onto the stick.
Sauce, yeah.
And it's like the best thing about that goal too, though. It's like that line doesn't miss a beat.
No.
Like I was worried like they would come back and they would have to like try to find that chemistry again. The first period was a little rough, but then the second period, like once they started get going and stuff, they were finding each other. They were looking good. And it was like they've been playing the same line the entire time. Like Bedard hasn't been missing. And I absolutely love it.
It looked great. Big fan. All about it.
And then this one wraps up. Crosby gets his 30th of the season for his second, and then Russ gets a shorthanded empty net goal. They lose 4-1.
It's funny. I didn't even realize Crosby had 30 goals on the year already.
Dude, he's having an unreal year.
He's been playing great all the time.
No, I know, but
he's so quiet.
He's just like this year is
because he's not flashy. He's not flashy like McDavid or McKinnon.
A quietly really good year this year. Like for some reason, I feel like he's playing one of his best seasons in a long time.
It's so funny.
He still had 93 points last year. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Like he has never been under a point per game his entire career. But you would have would have been completely fooled that I would have thought that like he was under like the last like few seasons. I mean, obviously we talked about last year a few times before, but like this years before that, I'm just like, oh, he's probably not like a point per game. It's like, no, he absolutely is. He's much higher.
Even the years when he was out with concussion stuff, he was still over a point per game.
It's so fucking.
That's
crazy.
fucking silly.
He's only 43 points away from 1,600 points. I don't think he hits it this year just because he actually is at a little bit of a slower pace than he was last year. But unless like the Pens like absolutely turn it up in order to make that playoff push like they did.
He's going to hit that super early next year.
Yeah, he'll hit it really early next year then.
I mean, if he hits, what you said, 43?
Yeah, they've got, I mean, I don't know if they have 30 games left. I think he's played in all of them, but if he's played in every game, they played 52. So they have 30 games left. If he can still be over a point per game, he'll end up with maybe 10 points shy of 1,600. And that's if he's keeping the current pace. Like if he ups it, like he could probably hit it.
They'll put him at 98 points for the year. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty good
36 years old. Good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hawks lose this one 4-1, and I think people were kind of expecting, oh my God, Bedard's back. Hawks are gonna be good all of a sudden.
Oh man. Did they forget what it was like even when he was on the team? Like,
right.
Do they remember that we also still have like 7 other injuries?
I think the best thing about this though was just the vibes you got. Like once it was like announced that, he potentially is coming back. Mm-hmm. And then it's like the buzz you start seeing on social media. I mean, our group chat was going off, having a good time. Like, holy shit, Bedard's could be coming back and all this. And then you get the okay. And then it's like, you got the big time game vibe kind of thing. You're like, did you see the video of them doing the player introduction for that game?
No.
You couldn't even hear when they said Connor Bedard. Like, do you see
in the stadium?
In the stadium when they're doing like the starting lineup, and they said that you can hear like, oh, Kurashev, Foligno. Then it was like Connor. You start hearing, and at center, and then it was just you couldn't hear a thing. It was just loud screaming and awesome, which is awesome. So it's like this was needed. He was needed back in the lineup, even just for a moral victory right there, and that's exactly what I think that was on that Wednesday.
Yeah, I think just the complete vibe of the team changes when he's healthy and on the squad, because I feel like everybody knows like he's going to help create offense, obviously, but it's not so much like who's going to do it now.
Right.
And I feel like that's what happened when he was hurt. Is like everybody's like, well, now we just have Jason Dickinson, and he's like, oh fuck, because like he was doing great without having like the limelight, and like he was scoring plenty of goals, 5-on-5, doing great shorthanded. And they're like, well, Bedard's hurt. Let's get him on the power play too. Let's get him like first line, and he's like, fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it was great to have him back. They asked him after the game too if this was a game that he had circled on the calendar to come back, and he's like, well, no, I kind of wanted to come back earlier, but you had to be smart and safe and all that kind of stuff. He wanted to be like Char originally, just throw the bubble on and go right back out.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he could have come back, he probably came back on January 7th against Calgary, which would have been the very next game.
Rocking the bubble.
If he got to do his way, yeah, he would have done that.
You'd be like, all right, let me have the surgery, and then I'll play the next game after that. It's fine. I'll sit out 2 games. But then that's 8 in a row that the Hawks have lost. Coming up, then Ottawa, who has been just a giant disappointment turd of a season for them. This is a game that I kind of felt the Hawks were gonna win, and sure enough,
the Hawks have. I saw somewhere the Hawks have beaten Ottawa in Chicago like 17 of the last 18 times or something.
Oh, I put it in our post. It was 11-11. 11.
Oh,
yeah,
is that what it was? Okay,
12. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 11 of the last 12, and they're like 16-2-1 since like 2010 against Ottawa. So this was a game the Hawks.
You knew the Hawks were gonna win.
Yeah, and who got it started? That first line, baby. Let's go.
That's
Nick
right.
Foligno, nice deflected shot. from Kurashev and Bedard. All the boys are getting it on the first one in this one. Last one
I
was just
honestly
Bedard,
think
and
it just works so well with the two of them, or that line, just because Foligno's such a great net front presence, and Kurashev and Bedard have like just some great chemistry. It's great, especially since Foligno's having like a pretty great year this is his best year over the last like few.
can you imagine what his numbers would have been if like him and Bedard were both healthy like the entire time?
Yeah, I mean, he only missed a few games, but
No, I mean, but that whole line was able to stick together.
yeah, he's got 12 goals on the season right now. The last time he had more than 12 was 2018-19 with the Blue Jackets. He had 17.
Jesus. Good thing we locked him down when we did. His price tag probably would have went up a little bit there.
Yeah, right. That first
Then
line.
a couple minutes later, Jimmy Stützle ties it up. Him too, man. I feel like he's gonna waste away in Ottawa. I feel bad for him.
I don't think so. I think that they just gotta figure it the hell out. I don't know what their problem is though, because they have Tkachuk and Stützle. Maybe everybody was gambling, and only Shane Pinto got blamed.
I think they've been doing better though with the new coach. Like I want to say they were like 6-2-2 in their last 10. They're
probably doing a little bit better currently, but I think it took way too long for them to start getting good.
Yeah, they ran a 4-game win streak before losing on Thursday.
They didn't have the same type of reaction to their new coach that like Edmonton did. Like Edmonton immediately started winning, like as soon as they made the coaching change, and then Ottawa even Vancouver last year, like once they brought Tocchet in, they finished the season strong and have been carrying that forth to this season. Ottawa was hoping for something similar, and they just kind of went from like terrible to like kind of bad.
But I think also though Vancouver and definitely Edmonton, I mean those teams are built like a certain way where I feel like Ottawa is just kind of thrown together.
I guess. I don't know. I think Ottawa has plenty of great players on them. Like Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle are like your two young guys that you're just going to be carrying you into the future. And then you brought in Giroux. You have Tarasenko. You got other young guys in Norris and like Batherson.
Tarasenko's going to get moved, I think, here in a few weeks.
Probably. And then they have Jake Sanderson, who's like their young defenseman of the future. They got Shabbat. They got Chikrin. I don't know. I feel like they should be doing a lot better, but who knows? Maybe they're just like they just don't work well together, or maybe the coaching just sucks ass. They can never get like I don't know. Their goaltending sucks too.
Yeah, they always get the bad version.
Yeah,
of the goalie. I think you said this before.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because Cam Talbot was an all-star in Minnesota, gets traded to Ottawa, has a shit season. Goes to LA and is an all-star again. They got Matt Murray and he was basically injured most of the time, or just like
Matt Murray was after 2 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
Yep. Korpisalo was coming off a pretty good year.
Yeah, for being traded to LA and having a fantastic end of the season, and then just like running into the brick wall of Edmonton in the playoffs. But he had a great playoff too. And it's just kind of funny. Just like, what's going on? What's in the goaltending water in Ottawa?
What's not in the goaltending water in Ottawa? Maybe that's the thing. They're not getting all the minerals they need.
Yeah, maybe.
Then you look on to going to the second. Chikrin gets the Ottawa the lead with a power play goal. And then a couple minutes later, Connor Bedard, they don't ask how, they just ask how many. Sneaks one past Korpisalo for his first back, his 16th of the season. Hey, not ideal, pretty goal for him, but you know what? You get the monkey off the back right away.
Right, he made up for it not too long later, too. He had a real pretty one.
Real pretty one that got disallowed. Why did it get disallowed?
Offside. He brought he got the puck just outside the blue line when he brought it in.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. That's fine.
I saw that. I got the notification from Fantasy like, oh, Bedard's got 2 goals today. I was like, fuck yeah. And then I was like,
yeah, right.
Nope, just kidding.
It was disappointing because it's like, all right, cool. Now they have a real good chance of winning this game, and then was disallowed. I was like, God damn it! Like, I don't know if they're gonna get it.
Beautiful goal.
Yeah, it was. He's so fucking good. He's just so good, man. It's incredible. It makes it so much fun to watch. But yeah. Anyway, the real game winner.
Real game winner came with less than 2 minutes left in the game. Jason Dickinson. Don't forget about me, guys. I can still score goals.
Well, now that Bedard's back, he's like, whew, I can go back to what I was doing.
Just score random goals here and there.
Yeah, man. 17 goals on the year right now. That's funny because he's never had more than 10 in a season. And he's got 17 in like 27 games left, I think it is. He's also the only one on the team that's played every game this year so far.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's win 3-2.
Their ass kicked every fucking day. And he's just like, hey, I'm just here to score goals 5-on-5 and fucking hang out.
Special teams, power play. Don't put me out there. I ain't gonna do shit.
Nah, he's good on the penalty kill. He's fine with that.
Short-handed. Mrazek, another great game. 40 for 42.
Continues.
9.52 save percentage. Hawks snap an 8-game losing streak. Win 3-2.
I'm just gonna keep saying how good Mrazek's been this year because all he does is get hate all the time. So where people think that he's fucking terrible, and he's just been awesome this entire season.
He's never gonna get the credit because he's on this bad team, and he doesn't have the wins. Like for some reason, people think that it's the same thing with like starting pitching in Major League Baseball. Like wins and losses aren't the stats that you go off of. Like, yeah, they're nice little additional ones, but you look at the other stuff, the save percentage, the goals against average and all that kind of stuff. Like his numbers are ridiculous. And if he had support in front of him, he would be a top tier goalie this year.
Yeah.
I said it. I don't care what people, you want to come at me for saying, call Mrazek a potential top tier goalie, come at me, but the numbers are there for him.
Yeah. On the last place team, and he's fantastic. If you want to say something, he's also tied for the league lead in losses. So, what's up?
He's playing a shit ton. That's what it's showing too.
Yeah, because tonight he plays again, and he's played like 7 out of the last 8. Then,
yeah,
I think I saw somewhere. But yeah, he's being relied on heavily without having anything in front of him. So there's nothing he can do about that besides just like continue playing super well.
Do you think he's the happiest person in the locker room that Bedard's back?
Probably.
Oh, fucking finally. I got some offense potential coming my way.
Yeah.
Some offensive support here finally.
Thank God.
Watch the Hawks go on a run just based off Mrazek and Bedard.
I honestly wouldn't doubt it. I'm trying to see where does he rank in terms of save percentage leaders this year? Because he's got a 9-11, which never forget. Fucking I gotta find out. All right, let's say minimum 25 games played, and then we'll get the stats. Mrazek's 11th in the league. His save percentage ranks 11th in the league with at least 25 games played. It's just it's so funny because he's got the good save percentage. The goals against average isn't the greatest. It's not terrible because it's under 3, and that's good. But it's the team just doesn't score goals, so he's got.
And then imagine if he was playing on this on a playoff team.
Yeah,
how much better those numbers could be too.
Man, it's crazy. It's not too bad. So here, all right, the goalie's above him. Obviously, oh wow, first in the league right now in this terms of stats is Connor Hellebuck. Then it's Joey Decord, Jeremy Swayman, Thatcher Demko, Bobrovsky, Allmark, Tristan Jarry, Markstrom, Ingram, Talbot, and he actually isn't too far off of what these other guys are doing because he's got 13 wins. Talbot's only got 15. Ingram and Markstrom have 17. Tristan Jarry has 14. Linus Ullmark's got 16. Swayman's got 17. Decord's got 16. It's kind of weird. They all just have a lot more like overtime losses too. I don't know why. It just seems so strange that like, well, I guess because they also have other goalies on their team that are also winning games, whereas like we have Soderblom who's got 2 wins on the year and they're both against Toronto. It's just so fucking
That's
stupid.
all Soderblom needs for his season. He's like, I don't care what happens. I beat Toronto twice.
Yeah, that's it. Doesn't matter. If they win the cup, they're gonna put his name on the cup too.
Oh man. But yeah, going back to Bedard a little bit here.
Yeah.
Like it's just we talked about it a little bit with the Pittsburgh game, but then looking at them this game, it is a fucking night and day difference.
Yeah.
This team with him out there.
It's kind of funny because like while he was out, like obviously they didn't win like any fucking games because they had no offense, but they did keep a lot of those games to like 2 goals or in under. So they played well defensively, and yeah, Mrazeks was astounding. But now that he's back, you can see like there's more to the offense there, especially on the power play. Oh my god! Also, can we get please just Seth Jones off the power play? Vlasic did not look bad. Like when he was out there when Bedard was hurt, and it's like just put Vlasic back out there.
Was it Pittsburgh game that it looked like there's one game that it looked like Seth Jones was actively going out of his way to not give Bedard the puck on the power play?
That's been every game this season.
What day? Okay, so what? It was the 7th, or no, the 6th was the first game without Bedard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to pull up the Hawks stats in that time period.
Like the team stats, or like
yeah.
The
so they were.
Stats?
It was 14 games. The Hawks went 3-10-1. They only scored 20 goals and let up 39.
Right.
Yeah.
And how many games was it?
14.
14. Okay.
That seems like more goals than I thought.
Well, that's because there was like
shut
some
out
empty
3 times or 3 or 4.
There were some empty netters. Oh, you're talking about the goals that they scored?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems weird.
That seems like a lot.
They got shut out 3 times, like you said, but they also had the one game when they scored 4 goals.
Yeah, against 4 against Islanders and
3 and Calgary.
That's right.
It's just funny. A lot of 1-goal games, and then just only a couple that had more than 2.
Yeah, let's see. And then player-wise, in that time span, 2 players had 3 goals. Dickinson and Foligno. Foligno only did it in 7 games.
Yeah. Yeah, Hawks were bad. Hawks are still bad, but like they're less bad now. So that's really
now
cool.
It's entertaining. It's fun to watch, and you got those vibes, the Bedard vibes, and it's just.
Listen to this. Peter Mrazek has better stats than Ilya Sorokin, and better stats than Jake Ottinger, and let's see who else. Who else? Better stats than UC Saros. Better stats, kind of. Better than Igor Shesterkin. Those guys are all Vezina caliber goalies.
Seriously, I gotta drop
much better teams.
I gotta drop Sorkin for Mrazek. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, make that trade in fantasy. You won't.
I know it's early, and we'll talk about this team, like the future of this team down the line here for next season. But it's like, I don't know. I'm feeling like confident about this team next year. Like I'm not saying playoffs or anything like that.
No.
But it's like I think the pieces are there to kind of start being like, oh, okay. We're 1 or 2 pieces away. Like I think they take a big jump next year.
I do too. Well, I mean, obviously with like whoever they get with their first pick this season, this upcoming draft is gonna may make the team, depending on when they're getting them. But if they add anything in the offseason and just possibly bringing in like Nazar, if he's just like, yeah, that's
Ready
it.
to go.
If he's ready to go,
Could Moore do a one and done? I kind of want
like
Moore to do 2 years.
Moore would probably do another one.
Yeah.
Um,
Because he's really not blown away. I mean, he's having a great year, but he's not really like. It's not like,
there's
oh shit.
There's some potential for some like really young guys to like make a splash. Maybe even like Colton Dock makes an appearance towards the end of the season. Maybe he makes a roster spot next year.
Yeah, Moore in 32 games with Minnesota has 29 points, 7 goals, 22 assists.
Yeah, Nazar's got 35 and 30. And then
who's the guy from Notre Dame?
Landon Slaggert.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming this year, end of the season. So I mean, that could be a good piece.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they're gonna have to go get some. They have to bring back a veteran or two for offense and through free agency or trades. Like they need to get some more experience. I agree with that. Yeah, I like that a lot. The more you say it and the more you talk about it and break it down, the more I'm like, you know what, I like it.
Yeah, I don't know if like for whatever reason Tampa and Stamkos parts ways, fucking that'd be a fantastic like 2-year deal for Stamkos, like 9.5.
We know hockey games move fast, but with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you can score faster than anything happening on the ice. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with code THPN. New customers bet just $5 on the NHL and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-878-97777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours of issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligible and deposit restrictions, terms, or responsible gambling resources. NHL and NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved. I forgot about him too, but Taylor Hall comes back. We'll be back in the fold.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I always forget about him. But yeah, I mean, if they bring back Taylor Hall, comes back and he's healthy and he can play a longer time this next season, more games next season. Because I know he's injury prone, but more than 10 would be nice. And then you could go get one more like solid vet that could be like a good mentor, potential trade piece at the deadline type of guy. I mean, this team, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
You know what goaltending's at? Defense is pretty much set for.
I think they're probably bringing in another veteran defenseman, like somebody other than having Tenorti back there.
I think Tenorti's gone.
Yeah,
but do you think they bring back another vet if they keep Murphy, or do you think they bring him like on top of Murphy and Jones?
I didn't even realize Murphy's not even playing.
He isn't?
No, he's hurt. He's on IR.
Oh shit.
Yeah. When did he get hurt? He got hurt in January. He's day to day. That's so funny. I just like realized it when you said Murphy. I was like, he hasn't been in the games recently. Yeah, because they've been going like Seth Jones and Vlasic, and then Korchinski with like either Tenorti, Megna, or one of those two really. And then it's been like either the other one, Crevier and Phillips.
Because Zaitsev is injured still too, right?
Yes, he's also hurt too. Yeah, man, everybody's still hurt.
Our team sucks.
Fucking everyone's hurt. It's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think this team has got The bones are there now. Now it's just
they have the potential to not be last place next year. Oh, Anthony Beauvillier's been activated? Is he playing tonight? Is that why they also sent down? I mean, we can move on, but like they sent down Reichel.
I don't know. I know he practiced on Saturday. He was practicing with the team in a no contact or in a contact jersey.
Beauvillier was?
Yeah. So he was in a regular jersey and practiced on the last time they had to skate. I think it was Friday. So yeah, he might be back, which would be nice to have him back.
Yeah, I mean that's more offense. Because he wasn't looking terrible when like the Hawks got him. It just like kind of feeling like he was still getting eased in a little bit. They were kind of tossing the lines around still.
He was feeling it, and then he got hurt, of course. Yeah, he skated the morning line.
Yeah, he's expected to return Monday against Carolina. Sorry,
skating with Dickinson and Anderson.
Oh, they're gonna, and then Sanford's likely to be scratched. Okay, cool. Well, that'd be nice. Dickinson and Anderson and Beauvillier. That's gonna be interesting. That might actually work. That's funny because it's gonna be Dickinson and Beauvillier, both from Vancouver.
It's a high energy line right there.
Yeah, bud. Let's go.
So, 3 stars of the week. Let's do that real quick.
Absolutely. Who do you think?
I kind of want to give it to the
3.
First. I want to give it the first line. 1, 2, and 3.
I was gonna say 3 Mrazeks because he got the win, but he also had a .925 save percentage this week.
Okay, we'll give him Mrazeks for 3.
He's so good, doing well, I guess. And then
Korchinski, or not Korchinski, Kurashev.
You want Kurashev too?
Yeah.
Okay. He had 4 points. 4 points in 3 games.
And then you gotta give it to the man. You gotta give it to
Bedsy. Bedsy's coming back, right?
Is it okay?
Really
is it Bedsy? Is Bedsy with a Z or an S?
I don't know. Just whenever I feel like. I usually do SY. When I type it out. Yeah.
Because I was doing a ZY.
Fucking gross.
So,
did he legitimately only have an 8.3 face-off winning percentage this week?
Dude, he's so bad. He's so bad at center.
He's 18.
But still, they need that's why Stamkos needs to come to Chicago. Or they need to bring back Taves or somebody so they can mentor him at the face-off and teach him.
Did he not win a face-off against Pittsburgh? He didn't win a face-off against Pittsburgh.
No, Crosby manhandled him.
Well, you win some. I'm just kidding. You lose a lot. And then you get 20% at Ottawa. Okay. Yeah. What's up?
Looking at the week ahead, Carolina is going on tonight or last night when you're listening to this. Then they have the Flyers on Wednesday, Winnipeg on Friday, and then Detroit is on Sunday for a big game. Kaner's return. It's the first time Kaner versus Bedard. It's also Chelios jersey retirement night. That's gonna be a great game. I wanted to go to that game, but I'm not spending $400 for fucking nosebleed seats.
Yeah, that's the last day for Chelios chili thing too?
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty suspicious, right? That it looks the exact same as the Palace Grill.
And
right, the Palace Grill was set on fire.
Oh, that Greek son of a bitch! What did he do? Little Greek mafia over there.
Did the Palace Grill get their GoFundMe all the way up?
I'm sure they had to have.
I feel like the Blackhawks just should have. Oh yeah, their $15,000 goal. Currently, they've raised $37,600.
Oh yeah, it was gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah.
If not, like you said, the Hawks are probably gonna just do it.
They should have. It's all their memorabilia anyway.
Yeah, it's unofficial. I mean, all the old school videos from in there were Versteeg and Ladd and stuff like that, in equipment over there, eating and doing shit. It was awesome. The place is great.
Cool. I'm glad that they're going to be able to get that back and running hopefully soon.
Yeah.
By the time I get back.
Roster moves. One that we've
Yes.
kind of been talking a little bit about here, wondering if it would be the right move or not. They finally pulled the trigger. Lucas Reichel was sent down to Rockford. And this has got a lot of mixed reactions about him, his standing in Chicago and what this means for him and all that kind of stuff. And I know we're kind of on opposite ends a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we're on this. We have this. So we're on opposite ends on what we think, but I think we still have the same opinion of the player in general. For me, I think that it's just not going to work out for him. Like something's just not clicking for him here. And it might just be a change of scenery type of thing for him that he might need to just move on. I think he's going to be odd man out here in the next year or two anyways. So why not give him a chance to go somewhere else and get a fresh start?
Yeah, it makes no sense. He's played he hasn't even played 100 games in Chicago. He's played on dog shit teams the entire time he's been here. The fucking refusal to have him with like Bedard at the start of the season didn't help the fact that like he was snake bitten to start. So like that probably, I mean, brings you down a bunch when shit's just not going right for you, but you're also on a line by yourself and you're at center where they're trying to like force that a bit. Like last year when he was showing a lot of like playing really well, he was playing with Kurashev and Domi and like they showed great chemistry. And then this season starts and Kurashev doesn't start the year either. And him and Bedard are separated and Bedard's basically the only one getting any points. And it's just like, all right, well, everything kind of sucks. And then they bring Kurashev back and put him on Bedard's line and then they're dynamite. It's like, all right, well, Reichel's still kind of like fending for himself. Yeah, just the fact that he hasn't played 100 games yet, and it's really just this 50 game. That's all he's played this year is just 50. Like that little sample size, I don't think is gonna determine that he should probably go somewhere else. When I'm thinking about like change of scenery, it's like a guy like Boqvist who went to Columbus and has had injury problems and then just like struggles in the lineup. Like he's played plenty of games too. So like, that's like a change of scenery kind of guy.
So
this is like, he's still trying to establish himself and this year is just kind of not working well for anybody. If your name's not Connor Bedard.
So what's your timeline then? Like if he gets called back up and says he tears it up in Rockford, finds his game back down there, comes back up, and it goes right back to what it's been before he got sent down. Then what?
I mean, it's really just kind of like just let him hang out in Rockford probably the end of the season, like finish the year there. There's nothing like different about him coming up and playing up here again. Like let him just finish out in Rock Vegas. Unless he's absolutely like destroying everything there, like 3 points a game or some shit. Either way, like he still needs a new contract, and I think you end up doing basically the Kurashev stuff, where give him like a 2-year deal. It's kind of like here, like we still think that you can do it here. Like here's 2 years, like make it fucking happen.
Prove that you belong.
Actually, Kurashev signed a 1-year deal and then signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he was fantastic last year in Rockford.
Yeah.
55 games, 20 goals, 31 assists. I don't know if Rockford
he was playing top line, and like the rest of that line was playing super well too, with like Gust and Cini. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think the three of them were playing fantastic together. And then he gets in Chicago this season and has nobody to play with.
Let's see. What is this? So
Just
Coach Richardson talking to Reichel when he sent him down, he said, I wanted to stay totally positive with him. I said, you're a great young man. You're a pleasure to work with. Now you've got to find that desire internally. We know you want it, but you've got to you've got to get over feeling sorry for yourself and just be excited to play and go after it. So he's snake bitten. Yeah, he's just
well, it's the combination of being snake bitten and then I'm sure having high expectations for yourself when obviously like the minimal time that he played on the Hawks last season, everybody's like he's part of this fucking future. And you get excited because Bedard's there too, and you're like, these are the guys that are going to lead us into the future. And then like he starts the season pretty snake bitten, and then it does not go up. Yeah, and I'm sure it's like that just mentally is just putting you down like crazy.
I want him to be good. I want him to work out here, and I want him to be a part of this team going forward. But I'm also like, unless your name's Connor Bedard, I have no attachment to you. Like, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying though, because it's like you got Nazar, you got Moore in this in the system waiting like next man up kind of situation. So it's like he potentially could lose his spot and just be, the forgotten man out there if he doesn't figure it out.
I don't think so. Just because he's like with those two as well. Like maybe Moore plays like left wing. They're both like centers, but Nazar also plays right wing. That's why I think like Reichel's pretty safe on the left side for like the future currently.
Yeah.
And like I just think it's a lot of silly things where people just don't have. There's not much going on in this team besides Bedard, and so like the fact that like he's not playing well, everybody's like, "Well, you gotta get rid of him." It's like, no, you fucking don't. He's 21 years old. He's played 54 games so far in the NHL, and
that's the thing too. That's hard. I always forget. I mean, how young he is, because it's like. But I mean, at the same time, it's like you see a lot of these like people who got a little bit of hype to them. By this age, they are kind of figuring it out and going. So, well, but it's like also they're on better teams.
Yeah, I think too. Like he was drafted 17th overall and wasn't really seen as going to be like a major piece, like he is currently seen as. Well, I guess like at the beginning of the season, as he was seen.
It was COVID year too, right?
Let me see. When was the draft? He was drafted 2020. Yeah. So I know him playing in Germany that extra season, like, and really surprised a lot of people and like, hey, he's gonna probably be pretty fucking good. And then came over and played really well in Rockford the last 2 seasons. And I think it's just I think he's still got to get a little bit bigger and like be able to kind of play at that level. So if he has to get some more seasoning in him in Rockford, I think that's completely fine. Like I said, he's fucking 21. He'll be okay.
So we'll have to see. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I want him to be good here, but I'm also like I'm not attached anymore as much as I was before. Like I'm ready to like start seeing the pieces. That's all.
Let me see here.
And I'm also saying it too, like, and it's like because I want him to have a great career too, and if it means going somewhere else to have it, how many times has that happened where it's just like a player you like just wasn't working out with their original team and they move on and then they find their game and they're able to, have a career that everybody would be jealous of,
Yeah. I don't know. I still think he deserves at least like another season or two. And as his team gets better, if he's not like joining the ride and being a part of it, then I think that's when you start to be like, all right, man. Especially if you were trying to sell now, like you're not going to get shit. Like you're selling at the lowest point possible, and that's just not a good that's not what a good GM would do.
Unless you package him with like a Capo Caco type of thing. 2 players.
See, that's the thing too. Like Capo Caco's played like 200 plus games. Like that's definitely more of like a fucking change of scenery kind of player too. Not like the guy that's just started his fucking almost first full season in the NHL and is hitting a little skid.
No shit. I didn't realize he's played that many games.
Yeah.
He's 23.
Yeah, exactly. So like if it comes down to like Reichel's 2 years from now and he's in that same position where it's just not working right for him, like you can sell him then. I mean, his value probably wouldn't be any different than it is currently.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's move on here. We got a couple minutes before puck drops, so let's try to wrap this up here. The last thing we have for Hawks talk is Rockford receiving Rock Vegas. Very fun game on what was it, Saturday?
I think so.
4-0 win for Rockford. Why was that one so big, Tanner?
Goalie goal, baby. Well, somebody named Jackson Stauberg. It's a nice little Gino and a shutout. First in AHL history to get a shutout and a goalie goal.
Let's go. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to NHL talk here real quick. We'll do like rapid fire NHL talk. Jaromir Jagr has number retired by Pittsburgh on Sunday. Just continues to prove that he's the greatest of all time. Thinking his girlfriend, even though she was too young to know that he played for the Penguins, but don't worry, guys, he filled her in on his time in Pittsburgh. Absolute fucking legend. I love Jagr, and he looks like he could still play in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, he went on practice with Pittsburgh, and then he also took the pregame skate with them too.
Yeah, that's fucking unreal.
He's just he's such a good character.
He's awesome. I love Jagr. Austin Matthews is just absolutely tearing it up right now. 49 goals. He scored his 49th today before we recorded this one. Funny stat, he had back-to-back hat tricks to give him 6 on the year. He has more hat tricks than 509 players have total goals for the season.
Oh, wow.
So
the 6 hat tricks is more than 529 players have like 5 goals.
5 goals. So 509 players have 5 goals or less this season.
And like 30 of them play for the Blackhawks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He is just he's a man on fire. He's on pace for what was it, like 74 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, that's the current. Oh, I guess that was before today, right? I don't know.
So he might be a little bit higher.
It might be a little bit lower. His pace was over
70.
Like, yeah.
So he's on pace to do 10 goals better than what he did last year when he won the Hart Trophy. So you got to kind of.
That wasn't last year.
It wasn't last year?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, sorry. When
last
he won
year,
the Hart.
He didn't even hit 50, and he was on my fucking fantasy team.
Dude, I can't.
And then he hit 60, and then I draft him first in fucking fantasy, and he barely hits 40. And then I'm like, all right, fuck Matthews. And then now he's on pace for 74 this year. So you're welcome, everybody. That's a Austin Matthews fantasy owner.
All right, last thing I got for NHL talk. Do you have anything?
Yeah. Islanders host 2025 NHL All-Star Game.
2026.
2026 NHL All-Star Game. Who's 2025?
I think they're doing them because they're doing the 4 nations.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Why am I correcting that? It doesn't matter. We already talked about it.
Vegas.
Write that down.
And then it's between it's between Edmonton and Detroit for then one after that.
Oh.
So
yeah.
Last thing I have,
absolutely collapsing today too.
Last thing I have, the Binnington fine.
Yep.
This has been. Look at me right now, Tanner. Tell me you were joking. You weren't being serious.
I'm being dead serious.
I literally was reading those text messages, and I'm like, I can't tell if he's doing like a good troll job here right now or what. No. Binnington got fined $5,000 for high sticking. I don't even know who was on Nashville, but
it was Luke Evangelista, and I know you were. Even if you knew the name, you would not have.
I wasn't gonna. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to say that. He was coming around from the side of the net, and Binnington just goes and pops him in the face with his stick. 100% intentional.
Absolutely not intentional,
dude.
It's just he because of who he is, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, but. It's just so funny that everybody thinks it's so intentional. So if you watch like the replay, he sees the player skating in, and then he turns his head back towards his guy because he's coming around the side of the net. Does not have the player in his eye line when he cuts behind the net, right? So he doesn't know that he's coming behind the net. And fucking when his player breaks out, all he's doing is getting out of his like stance off the post, and he's just trying to tap the post. I've done it before like 1,000 fucking times. It's just all you're doing. It's like such a goalie thing because it's just if you're in that kind of superstition or like that's how you manage your game, it's like touching the post as you're like getting off of them. If you're like relaxing too, if you're getting out of your stance, you can just like tap it. And that's what it looks like to me because he doesn't watch him go behind the net and he doesn't look for him coming around the net. And he's just tapping he's going to put his like the top end of his stick just against the top part of the post and just catches him in the face. There's no way he knew his face was going to be there when he fucking isn't even looking in that direction.
You're giving him way too much credit. You're giving him way too much
that's the
credit.
thing. Like, I know because of who he is, like, he obviously, like, does not deserve to, like, everybody thinks that he did it on purpose, and it makes sense because he does that shit. But he doesn't typically hit people. He usually fakes it.
Fakes it.
He usually fakes the fucking hit. That's also how you know it wasn't intentional. I just think it's funny. If it was any other goalie, that it wouldn't have been like talked about, but because it's him and like his reputation, it's like
Here is, and then I'll say this, and then I'll give you our poll results because we posted asking if it was clean or dirty on Instagram. Here's my problem with you goalies.
Yeah. What is it?
And I'm calling you all out. You guys want to act like, oh, you're just a part of the team and all this kind of stuff, but you guys want special fucking rules. You know what? Players the players have to be responsible for their stick, no matter what they do. If you accidentally clip a guy when the puck goes through or whatever, you clip a guy, you get a penalty.
Yes.
He needs to be responsible for his stick there.
Yeah,
he needs to watch it, and that's what it is. And
that's fine. Give him a penalty. Yeah. It shouldn't be a $5,000 fine. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, it's right in the eye.
Players don't go around getting $5,000 fines for fucking high sticking guys.
If you have a history, you do.
I don't know.
Repeat offender.
I just don't think that it was fine worthy. I think it was just stupid.
Well, 73% of people who voted said that it was a dirty play. Binnington fucking sucks. He's a bum. St. Louis deserves to.
Hey, guess who's got better stats than Jordan Binnington?
Peter Mrazek.
Peter Mrazek is amazing. Oh, last thing. Also, I forgot. I told you this beforehand. With the Jagr jersey number retirement, that makes 24 European players that have their jersey numbers retired. Can you name them?
I know Lindstrom.
Yeah.
It's Mikita.
Yep.
Hossa.
Yes.
Then I get confused like what's considered Europe and what's not.
What do you mean? It's fucking across the pond.
Sedins aren't considered European, are they?
Yeah, they are. Why wouldn't they be?
I don't know.
They're from Sweden. Did you think they're Russian?
No, but I mean, like I don't know, like what's considered part of Europe. Sometimes, like I forget, like what countries like considered part of Europe.
It's like, all the NHL players, if they're not from USA or Canada, they're European.
Okay, Hossa. So Sedins.
Yeah.
Matt Sundin.
Yeah.
So Matt Sundin, Lindstrom, Mikita, Hossa.
I'll give you like a quick little hint. So other than the Sedins, there's two other Vancouver players that are European and have their numbers retired.
Pavel Bure?
Yes.
No. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't he Russian?
Yes. Russia is in Europe too. The main part of inhabitable Russia is in Europe. Otherwise, like the big part of Russia that's like uninhabitable because it's fucking like a tundra and it's way too cold. That's in Asia. That's fine.
Okay. How many am I at?
Let's see.
Lindstrom,
1,
Hossa,
2,
Sedin, Sundin.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Naslin, you said was 1.
7. Yeah, Naslin. I think you're like 7-ish.
7. I mean, Jagr is
8
8.
maybe. Jagger's 8, 9, I think. Let me do this again. So you said Lidstrom, Bure, Sundin, Naslund, Nikita, Sedins, Jagr, Hossa. So 9.
9.
Yeah.
There's 24. Fuck.
There's 24.
Fuck.
You're missing a pretty big one. Actually, 2 pretty big ones. 3.
Chara?
No. Chara does not have his number retired. Think about like goal scorers.
It was great podcasting for me.
Yeah, right?
It's funny that I was just looking at this list too earlier today and I didn't absorb any of it.
That's funny.
I'll tap. What is it?
All right, so Teemu Solani. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Not Philip. Jesus Christ. Peter Forsberg.
Oh shit.
Henrik Lundqvist, Dominic Hasek, Pekka Rinne, and then the rest of them. So it's gonna be Mikko Koivu, Danny Alfredson, Yari Curry, Borja Salming, and Milan Hajduk. I don't honestly, it doesn't ring I can't think why, but Nystrom from the Islanders.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yuri Lettinen in Dallas. I don't think you would have gotten that one at all.
No.
It's, I believe, Peter Stastny. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Patrick Eliash. Sergei
Bob
Zubov.
Nystrom.
Rob Nystrom?
Bobby Nystrom. He has scored 900 games played. He had 513 points.
That's it?
I guess the Islanders were just...
Was he a part of like the 4 Pete?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not too bad. Hawks have 2. Vancouver's got 4, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, then now, Chelios, let's talk about Canadian retired numbers. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Or an American. Why did I say Chelios for Canadian? American retired numbers. So, all right, episode 263. What do you want to call it?
Oh my God, he's back, baby.
He's back, baby.
Bedsy's back. Bedsy's back, baby. It's the Triple B episode.
All right, make sure to follow us on all social media at WCB Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast feed, Spotify, Apple Podcasts are the major 2. YouTube, subscribe there. DraftKings promo code TPHN.
Should also retire this number in the Hawks. That'd be another Euro retirement.
It is bullshit that he's not going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, Seth Jones is wearing 4 right now, so.
Yeah, bullshit that, Seth Jones is ruining John Emerson's legacy. Anyway. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.